Thank you. I also know my daddy. Good to see you guys. Hope you had a nice Labor Day. Shout out to all the ladies who gave birth. Very cool. I know. Labor Day. Also, isn't that fun? We don't have work on Labor Day. More like not Labor Day. What's the deal with Labor Day? It's called Labor Day, but you don't go to work. If anything, every other day is Labor Day, and this one isn't. That was my impression of Kamala Harris. That was, I know. We love Kamala, huh? Kamala is so good. Okay, well, wait for the joke. All right. Kamala Harris is so good at gaslighting you into thinking what she's saying is relevant. She'll be like, we did not just fall out of a coconut tree. We are today that in which we were yesterday. And you're like, yeah, I get it. I know what she's talking about, for sure. I understand. But I am happy that we might have a president that we can finally masturbate to. That'll be exciting. Hell yeah. Oh, trust me, I've tried for the others. It's tough. This one will be a little bit easier. Speaking of president stuff, can you believe that, Don John got zinged in the ear? My God, they clapped at DJT. And I wanted to watch his first speech at the RNC just to see if he'd mellow out, you know? Guy gets shot in the head, maybe he'll chill out, maybe he'll change. Didn't change at all. He talked about his assassination attempt the way he talks about everything else. He was like, there's never been a bullet closer to a head than this bullet was. It was the closest a bullet has ever come. And more shots at a president than any other president. But we just needed one. Unbelievable. The guy is a salesman to the end. He can't stop selling shit. He used words like incredible and amazing for his own assassination attempt. Like, he was literally like, there's never been a better, worse thing ever. It was... I know. Kind of some inside base. Well, can you imagine if they wanted to assassinate Biden? How would that go? Hey, we should shoot Biden. Just give it a couple weeks. We'll probably a gust of wind will put him down. I don't think we need to do too much there. But, yeah, speaking about the assassination, there's a little inside baseball for DC, but did you guys watch the Secret Service Director's congressional hearing? Katherine Cheetle? Oh my God, even porn isn't that degrading. They really just one at a time lined up and roasted this poor lady. Just like, say you're a little whore. Say you're a slut. You're a little bitch, aren't you? And she's like, I'm sorry, the roof was sloped. We didn't want to go up there. Yeah, that was a pretty fast thing in the media cycle too. Like, remember when if a president got shot, it would like be in the news for more than a couple days? But now we're like, Australian breakdancer. That's insane. I know. Which is so great too, because it's like, we're in this age of like, hey, don't bully each other, respect each other, share love. But then everybody saw the Australian breakdancer like, look at this dumb bitch try to dance. You idiot. Awful. It's good to be here. I'm actually from Washington, D.C., and by that I mean Maryland. That's kind of our trick. We all just like to pretend. We all do it. Everybody does it. You go, where are you from? They go, D.C. You go, what part? They go, Chicago. Okay, not quite. But it is cool to be in Virginia where the buildings get to be taller, you know? Because in D.C., no building is allowed to be taller than the Capitol Dome. And that's because if any building was taller than the Capitol, you'd be able to look in and see the politicians eating children. So we got... I know, this has turned into the deep state theater. This is... I'm sad I stumbled over that last joke. It was going to be so good. But, yeah, speaking of the Olympics, that was exciting. You guys watched the Olympics. That was cool. Hell yeah. I don't know if you guys followed the Olympic Village, but they made the athletes' beds out of cardboard because they were trying to deter the athletes from having sex with each other. And aren't these the people we want to have sex? You know what I mean? Are we not trying to create the next X-Men? Like, do we not want to end racism? Like, if anything, the athletes should be forced to have sex. It should just be one giant mattress, and they all have to fuck. Like, do we not want a Jamaican Chinese kid who can throw a javelin 600 yards? We could fix all of our problems if we just had the Olympic athletes have sex. You know, so I had Taco Bell a couple days ago. I still don't really feel okay. I had a quesarita, a quesalupa, and a case of diarrhea, and I'm still trying to feel better. Yeah, they're just smashing together words at this place and calling it food. You know, it's a burlupa, it's a Don Dorito, it's a Mountain Dew-rito. Eat what you drink and drink what you eat. Get twisted, kids. Like, by the way, doesn't Dua Lipa sound like a Taco Bell item? I hear that name. Let me get a double Dua Lipa and a Baja Blast. All right. I microwaved old Taco Bell the other day. Oh man, yeah. Yeah. All right, we got some degenerates. You microwave fast food. You're like, should I just kill myself? Like, I feel like can't get. You microwave fast food. It smells like a tire fire. Like, I'm surprised the food just doesn't burst into flames. But you ever try to overcompensate with your behavior if you like do something unhealthy? Where you're like, yeah, sure, you know, right now I'm smoking crystal meth, but later tonight I'm gonna eat carrots and do push-ups, so should balance everything out pretty good. It's hard to be healthy. Everything's so good for you and so bad for you, you know? Like the front of the package will say like, made with real fruit, in mind. Like, they're like, we thought about fruit when we made this, so we owe you nothing. The brand will be called like 100% juice. Turn it around, contains no juice. They're like, it's a brand name, we owe you nothing. You ever notice how every woman who works in Popeyes can beat your ass? You ever notice? And they're mad you're in there. Sometimes I'll leave Popeyes without ordering just because they're in a bad mood. I'm like, my bad, let me come back later. Yeah. They act like you came into their house, you know what I mean? And just stepped in front of their TV like, where's my food? A famous rapper actually died yesterday, a guy named Rich Homie Quan. Is anybody familiar with that? Okay, well that's just enough to do the joke. So, I just want to bring it up because early in my career as a stand-up comedian, I had a joke about Rich Homie Quan, which was that I believe Rich Homie Quan should sponsor a protein powder and call it some type of way. So, okay, that was good for the two people who are with him. And I'm going to assume everyone else doesn't know who he is, and that's why it didn't work. Yeah. You guys are great at letting me know when it's not funny anymore. Yeah, I do like rap music though. I think that's my favorite genre of music. But I feel like rap is the only genre that openly attacks the listener. You know, like the lyrics will be like, you broke, I'm rich, I fuck, yo bitch. And you're like, this guy's mean, you know? And I like when they do the gun noises too, you know? They'll be like, my gun go bop bop, my gun go brrr. I'm like, have you ever heard a gun before? Like, what are these fantasy noises we're doing? My gun go bazoingy? Okay. Yeah, they gave R. Kelly 30 years. Yeah, they added up the ages of all his victims. And now I'm trapped in the prison. I know, it's a shame they let Bill Cosby out, because that could have been the greatest prison talent show of all time. R. Kelly and Bill Cosby, wow. So something fun I've been doing, I've been liking people's Venmo payments. Okay, that joke was so good somebody died back there. Was everybody all right? Yeah, I've been liking people's Venmo payments because I feel like that's legally the creepiest thing you're allowed to do. You know what I mean? It'll be like, Becca paid Danny $5 for pizza. I comment like, yummy. Hell yeah. People you completely forget exist, you see. My girlfriend from high school, I haven't spoken to in 15 years. I saw she made a rent payment to her current boyfriend. I just commented like, we should have got married. So that seemed to work out pretty well. I have a lot of respect for people who kill themselves in prison. Because it's like, life sentence. How about 3 days and I'm out? You know what I mean? Like, life sentence is whatever you make it. So you get to decide. But speaking of which, I know therapy is expensive these days. So a little bit of a life hack. You know, the suicide hotline, they can't hang up. Oh yeah, so you can just be on with them for hours. And then eventually they'll be like, well, sir, this is not a therapy hotline. And you'll be like, oh, really? Well, that makes me really sad. All right, thanks, guys. Good night. Appreciate ya. Thanks, man.